Merry Christmas! It's Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and I just wanted to share this drawing that I did with colored pencils. I figured it's perfect. It's Santa Claus, it's Christmas Day, it's the perfect time to share this artwork, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope it gives you a little, little lift, or maybe even some inspiration to do some sketching of your own today. I'm starting off using a piece of Canson Me Tints paper, and I'm using the rough side, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. And I'm using a tan-colored, kind of cream tan-colored pencil to sketch in this wooden ornament that's been sitting on my windowsill all month. And every time I wash the dishes, I look at these wooden Santas that I have up there, and I think, boy, oh boy, would that be fun to draw in colored pencil. I love it that it's really got a lot of texture to it in the fact that there's like, it's like a carved ornament, and I thought it would be really fun just to draw on a toned paper with some colored pencils. Now, if you're using a toned paper like I am, I recommend that you use a wax-based pencil because wax-based pencils tend to be more opaque. You could also use pastel pencils for that matter, just something that will show up on the darker paper. I'm using Marco Tributes. They're a pencil that I'm working on a review for, and otherwise, if you have Prismacolor or Derwent Chromaflow or Derwent Colorsoft, Koh-i-Noor Polycolor, those, even though I think that's supposed to be an oil-based pencil, it is a little bit more opaque. Any of your pencils that have an opacity to them will work really well for this. Now, I sketched on pretty sloppily. As long as it's accurate, I don't care if it's sloppy. I can go in with an eraser and lighten up lines that I don't want to be confused by, and that's what I did. And I'm layering up a few different shades of crimson and reddish browns, different tones like that, so I could get that really kind of vintage, old world, primitive Christmas coloring there. And I thought the moss ivy color of the paper would be really nice, just having that kind of like not bright Christmas red, not bright Christmas green, just those kind of more toned down primitive colors. I just thought that would really reflect the ornament well that I'm sketching, and also just be, just kind of catch that vibe, that hand-carved ornament vibe. You know what I mean? That old-fashioned Christmas vibe that we want to catch, right? I don't know. So the reason I'm using the rough side of this paper, and it's personal preference, is a smoother side on the opposite side, and then this texture side here on the rough side. I'm tripping over my words. I don't know. I think I'm tired. The reason I'm using this rougher side is because oftentimes when I am using pencils that come from China, they tend to be a little bit harder and a little bit less pigmented than their European or American counterparts. So by using a textured paper, it allows me to put down more pencil, and then it allows the colors to be more robust. So if you have pencils that you feel are a little bit wimpy, and I'm not saying these are wimpy, these are actually quite nice, but if you have pencils that you don't feel like lay down enough color when you're working, or maybe they're a little on the firm side, try a textured paper. I love sanded paper, but that stuff's expensive. So using Canson Me Tints gives me some of that texture at a budget price, or a much lower price. I don't call it a budget paper. It's not really a budget paper, but it's definitely much more affordable. Also, another thing when I'm using harder pencils is I go in and put my darker shadows down first. As you can see, after getting that mid-tone assigned, I'm going in with a little bit firmer of pressure, and I'm putting in some, I think this is carmine, it's kind of a darker crimson-y color, and I might even go in with some purples here and get those darker shadows. It's easier to do this now than once you've had a lot of colored pencil down, because the more pencil that you put down, the slicker your paper becomes, and the more it wants to resist your subsequent layers. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are working, actually with any colored pencils, but especially a harder pencil or a less pigmented pencil. Now, I actually really enjoyed these pencils, and I was really thrilled that they were opaque, and that's kind of what inspired me to work on the toned paper here. I did find that I could get quite a few layers on this Canson paper, which was really nice because it took me a few layers to get the face to the color and the kind of solidity that I wanted. I don't want the grain of the paper to show through. If you like that, that's fine. You can totally do that. But I wanted to get a little bit more saturated color. I wanted the texture of the surface to be a little bit smoother, and these pencils allowed that, and that paper allowed it. So just something to keep in mind. Now, when you use, now there is a double-edged sword here. When you use a textured paper, though, it's gonna take a little more work to fill in the nooks and crannies of that paper. But because it takes more work, it also takes more pigment, so you can keep layering until you get exactly the color that you want, the saturation you want, which is really nice, especially if you're working with a limited supply. So let's say you've got a 24 set of pencils, not the 120. You got a 12 set. You got something more limited. Having that extra texture is going to let you mix and blend your layers more so that you can develop new colors from your limited palette. I have been finding that I've been using this little set of 24 ChromaFlow pencils a lot. Not these pencils here, but the ChromaFlows a lot just because it's only 24 and it doesn't take up a lot of space. And I find that very freeing not to have that much to pick from sometimes. So, I like a big set of pencils as much as the next person, probably more, to be frank. If you saw the room of Hoard, you would know what I'm talking about. But sometimes it's just really relaxing just to have a smaller selection. And as you can see, out of that 120 set, I just pulled the colors that I wanted to use and put them on a little velvet tray that I keep on my desk when I'm working so my pencils don't roll off. These are round barreled pencils, so they could take a little journey off of my table, and you know how colored pencils do not like to be dropped. So it's a great idea. It's funny, these trays, I don't even know if you can buy them anymore. They actually came in a set of Prismacolors from the 90s. It was an anniversary set, and back then, Prismacolors were really expensive, and my local art supplier gave me a good deal on the set. It was $144. I had like 120 Prismacolors and then a variety of other drawing pencils, and they all came in these beautiful velvet flocked trays, and I use the trays now for whenever I need to, keep my pencils corralled on my table. They're wonderful. I've had those for, oh my gosh, like, I want to say 20 years, but I know it's more than 20 years. It's like 30 years probably. Oh man, is it that long? No, it can't be that long, but it's a good, 20 something years anyway. So now I'm in the phase where I want to fill in the tooth. So I'm doing a little bit of burnishing, which basically means I'm coloring a little bit firmly to fill in the tooth. I'm using a sharper pencil so it can get into the nooks and crannies, and a little bit more pressure. Not a ton of pressure though. You shouldn't have hand aches from doing this. So let that be a gauge. If your hand hurts, you need to sharpen your pencil. Maybe work with a different type of pencil. You shouldn't be hurting. It should not hurt. Your art should not physically hurt you. Mentally, well, I don't know, maybe, but not physically. I did a little band of gold there using like yellow ochre, and then I filled in around with the black. And I thought this black was really nice for getting some darker shadows. That's one thing I'll say about the Marco tributes. Their white and black are good, and that's not always the case with Chinese pencils. So I was pretty thrilled about that. Now, every once in a while, I'm holding the paper up at an angle because I'm getting a lot of glare as I'm coloring. And that's, unfortunately, one of the things you run into more with wax-based pencils is that, and the heavier your color, the more you're going to run into it. With wax-based pencils, I notice much more glare while I'm working. Not so much when I'm done and I can like prop it up on like a shelf or on my easel or something, but while I'm working, just the lighting in my studio, I get a lot more glare. So this is a lot more saturated than it's showing now, just because of the light bouncing off the reflective surface of the wax at this point. I am doing some highlights now. The white was just too cool and bright for me to highlight with white, so I'm using that kind of cream color again. And even that is kind of going a little bit pinkish, but not too bad. So I thought that would be a good solution as far as getting some of those soft highlights. This is not a shiny ornament. It's like a carved wooden Santa figurine, and I love how it's all kind of like arranged in that one cone shape. I think that's kind of neat, kind of like a gnome, it's just all arranged in that one shape, so it makes it kind of fun and different and easy to draw too. If you're a beginner, it should be quite easy to draw or something like it. And I'm using some black for some of the shadows too, and I also want to get a little bit of that texture of like the hand carvedness of it. I don't know if it's hand carved or not, but that's what I want to capture. And I'm also trying to get some of the texture in the fluffy band on the hat and pom-pom and cuffs on the robe there. And I'm alternating some browns, grays, and taupes to get a little bit of texture there, and also diversify it from the beard. I don't want it to look just like the beard does. Now, one thing you might want to do when you're using colored pencils, especially if you feel like you can't lay down any more color, is spray it with fixative. And I do this right now, actually, and then I let it fully dry. And I think I was a little too heavy-handed because it did curl my paper a little bit. I probably should have taped it down before I started, but anyhow, it looks fine, and you can see the colors look a lot more saturated, and that's because I've sprayed it with fixative, and that kind of takes away some of the shine. And I used the Texture Fixative by Brush and Pencil. I really like those products, so I highly recommend them. them, and they seem to work really well with colored pencils. They're made for colored pencils. I've actually used them with pastels too, and they've all worked really well. So I'm finishing up with a little cast shadow on the surface underneath my little Santa Claus, and that's pretty much how I'm going to finish it off. I really like how adding that dark shadow around the stars kind of, and the highlights on the stars kind of gave it that carved appearance, like they're kind of puffy and sticking out. And I love the texture in the beard. And overall, man, I just had a great time drawing this. And you know, I didn't really have a reason why I needed to, but man, it was fun, and I really like how it came out. And I hope that you try just drawing something for fun today. It's Christmas. I hope you can have some time just to chill out, relax, and enjoy the day. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting and Merry Christmas.